Hello there. As you know, my name is Mr. Vernon, the head of the City of Leicester College. Every year at about this time, our Year 9 students go through the process of choosing the courses that they want to study in Year 10 and Year 11. And we thought this year we'd put out the presentation not on options evening, but we put it out in advance to give you as much information and as much warning as possible to help your child make as informed a choice as they possibly can. Now, the students have already been doing an awful lot of activities. They've been doing activities in tutor time, they've been looking at careers in PSHE, and we've also got the options assemblies that have been going out where the heads of department have been talking about, well, this is my course, this is what you'll study, this is how it's assessed, and these are the sorts of careers that you might go into. And on the 2nd of March, as you know, we've also got our parents' evening and options evening sort of rolled into one. At the end of that, we've got the process that often gives our students a little bit of anxiety, and it shouldn't do because it's not about catching them out, but it's about interviewing them to make sure that they've made really sensible choices. So we will ask as senior leaders, why have you chosen this? How's that going to help you get a career in the future? And how do you know you'll be successful in this course? And we've also got the options deadline for the forms, and it's really important that by the 20th of March, so by the time that the interviews come around, that you sat down with your child and you've gone through, well, what subjects do you want to study, why do you want to study them, and then you and your child have both signed them off, because during that interview, we as senior leaders, we will go through the options choices, and if we're happy with it, they've made the right choice, we will also sign them, and then we can take it down for processing. So we won't process anything until the end of the week, of course, but the earlier we can get the options forms signed, then the earlier we can get them processed. So for those who are new to this process, we've got kind of 3 elements or 3 groups of subjects. The first group are the core subjects, and those are the subjects that all students nationally and certainly at the City of Leicester College will study. We've got English language and English literature. We've got maths GCSE, we've got double award GCSE science, so that's not a separate GCSE in each of the 3 disciplines, but a double award. And then we've also got GCSE RE, and finally we've also got ourselves PSHE and core PE, and those are not examine subjects, but those are subjects that help round out the education for our young people. We've then got the EBAC subject, and every student has to study at least one of those. So that is either French or Spanish, depending on what they've studied at Key Stage 3, history or geography. We've also got separate sciences, so they choose that in addition to their double award, and that then gives them a triple award, a separate GCSE in biology, in chemistry and physics, or they can choose computer science, and that's the kind of computing and programming elements of the ICT courses they've been studying at Key Stage 3. And we've also got a large suite of what we call option subjects, and those subjects are the different subjects that we offer that aren't in core or EBAC. Students will choose 4 of those, or certainly 4 subjects across the EBAC and the option subjects, and they'll only choose 2 of them. And we'll come on to that in a little while. If you want to know which option subjects we offer, you can have a look at page 4 of our options booklet, and that will then direct you to the different pages for the different courses, so you can find out a little bit more about the course content. Another thing you'll hear about is the English Baccalaureate, and the English Baccalaureate is a collection of subjects considered to be desirable by some universities when they're selecting potential students. We have a huge number of our students who want to go on to some of those really competitive academic courses or to get into some of those really prestigious universities, and to do that they need to make sure, yes, they've got excellent grades, but they also need to make sure they're choosing the right subjects and also padding that out with some extracurricular out-of-school activities like the Duke of Edinburgh. If students get a grade 5 in English language, maths, at least double science, a modern language, so French or Spanish, and a humanity, so history or geography, then they will be considered to have the English Baccalaureate. You don't necessarily get a certificate or anything like that, but that is just, it will help, I guess, put themselves at the front of the pack when those universities are starting to select students. If students are particularly grade 4s or grade 5s and they have a sort of an academic interest, they want to get into one of those prestigious or highly competitive fields like medicine, then they really should be considering choosing both a modern foreign language and a humanity, so history or geography as well. And the key question, I guess, is how do I help my child make good choices? Because that's what we're all here for, isn't it? I think the first thing I would say is remember that it's their choice, and you are there to help them along, because a child who gets a bit of autonomy, a child who can see the value in things or really love the subject are going to do really, really well. You're there to ask questions. You're there to give opinions based on your wealth of experience in the workplace and having studied courses yourselves. You're there to help them with careers research if you need it. You're there to listen to your child and help them secure their thinking. And you're there to challenge their decisions as well. Well, why have you done that? How do you know you'll be successful? Are you sure you're interested in these sorts of things? Because we need to make sure our students are basing their decisions on knowledge and not things like what my best friend is doing or what my favorite teacher is offering, because those things ultimately won't lead to success. Because students, to reiterate, will do better in the subjects that they enjoy and can see the value in. So please use the options booklet, the February school report, internet searches around careers, course information, everything that you can to help your child make really sensible choices. Now, for some students, and this certainly wasn't me when I was at school, but they've got a really, really clear idea of where they want to go. They know exactly the career path that they're on and how to get there. And in that case, what you should do is sit down with them, start at the end, and then work backwards. What does your child want to be? What sort of career are they interested in? What qualifications do they need? What GCSE grades and what subjects they need to study? What is their long-term plan? Do they need specific qualifications or just the best grades possible? Because all of those things will change the decision-making process. So, for example, I want to be a midwife. Now, I think that ship has sailed for me, but I thought it was a course or a qualification I didn't know much about. And I just typed in Leicester midwifery courses to see what came up. And I found out that training to be a midwife involves studying for a degree in midwifery. So again, if you're a child in year 9, now you know that your pathway is going to be towards university. De Montfort University offer a midwifery degree in Leicester. Their website was very, very helpful in informing me about what you needed to do. They've got a number there, so you could, if you're really interested, give them a ring and find out, what the entry requirements, what sort of wider experiences might your child want. And on top of that, they've also got an open day on the 25th of February 2023. So you could take your child along, even though they're not going to be making those university choices for quite some time yet. You could take them along and go, well, okay, this is what it looks like. Are you sure you're interested in it? Asking those professionals, well, what did it take for you to get here? What grades did you get? What experiences did you have? And that's the same for any career that your child might want. It's also often they've got the entry criteria. So what GCSEs do you need? What grades do you need in those GCSEs? What A levels? Do they accept BTECs? What about if you've got an international baccalaureate because you've gone to a different college? So you can start to have a look at all of those things and go, right, well, these are the courses that my child needs to study because they are going in this direction. Some students, of course, know roughly what they like, what kind of career, roughly what kind of sector they might be interested in. And for that, all of our students in year 9 have got access to something called Unifrog. They've got their login for it and they can find out, well, what jobs are there? Maybe I'm interested in a scientific career. Maybe I'm interested in performing arts. Maybe I'm interested in English as a career, writing or something like that. And they can look on Unifrog and they can get lots of information through their careers library. So I recommend that you and your children sit down and just have a look at that if you've got the time. If you haven't got the login or you can't wait, you can have a look at the National Careers Service. And so that again helps you find out what jobs there are. If you Google National Careers Service, it will bring you to this page and it's got your skills assessment, explore careers, what different careers are there. So if your child knows roughly what they're interested in, you can help to narrow it down or perhaps have a look at those different careers and think, well, maybe it's sensible if you study this because that will give you these different options. And then certainly the majority of our students won't know yet. And that's okay. That's completely understandable. It's very, very early for them to be making career choices. And even those students who feel they know now may well change their mind by the time they get to adulthood. So if your child has no clear career in mind, that's perfectly okay. But I would recommend starting at the start and trying to get the best grades possible, because if you get the best grades possible, it will open the maximum number of doors in terms of options when they get to the end of year 11 or when they get to the end of year 13. So think about what subjects do they have the highest performance grade in? What subjects are they predicted the highest predicted grades in? Where is there a course that's being offered that's new maybe, but suits the way that your child works? Is there a course they think they might want to study and try and find out things, more information in terms of studying further? And one great place to start is the school report. And this is the first time in your child last few years where they've been given a predicted grade, where your teachers think they might end up at the end of year 11 for those different subjects. Now, this is obviously anonymized. This is a student from last year, but this is real data. And if I look at this student as a parent, I might have a think about some key things. Well, first, they're going to study English anyway. They're going to study maths anyway. They're going to study religious studies anyway. And so in some ways, I can kind of ignore those for the decision-making process. But we've also got science, and your child can choose to do either double science or triple science if they want to go and do something like medicine or engineering, as I said before. Also, they've got PSHE and physical education that they will do anyway. But if your child loves PE, there are the Key Stage 4 equivalent courses there that you can have a look at in the options booklet. So perhaps those are subjects that your child might be interested in. Now, we've also then got all of the EBAC subjects, and you can see that there are little question marks next to each of them because that's the first decision we have to make. Now, if I look at the predicted grade column, I can see that we've got 3 of those subjects, French or Spanish, depending on what they study, geography and history, and I can see that they're predicted a grade 6 in all of them. And that's great because this child has clearly got a talent in all of those subjects. It also suggests that maybe this child wants to study more than one of those EBAC subjects. So I'm looking at French or Spanish. They've gone from active to ambitious. Clearly they're impressing their teacher. Clearly they love the subject. They're predicted a grade 6. And so therefore that would be a very, very sensible choice. And then we've got geography and history, both active, both doing really well in. And it might well be, because they're some of the highest predicted grades, that child chooses to also choose geography or history, for example. Now then we're into the option subjects, and those students can choose lots of different subjects, but looking at this school report gives us a bit of information. Now I can see that drama here and performance 2 is ambitious. This student is doing incredibly well, it's really impressing the teacher and clearly loves the subject. And we can also see that was the case back in December as well, so that's clearly consistent, and that suggests then that even though it's a grade 5 prediction, that student absolutely loves that subject, it's going to work hard, go above and beyond, and make sure they get their best possible chance of doing even better than that at the end of year 11, because remember, these are predicted grades, and many of our students will far outstrip the predicted grades that they get at this point in year 9. So even though something like music, for example, that's also got a grade 5, so on paper it looks like, well, maybe they're equal choices. If we have a look at the performance 2, that child has gone to passive. So maybe they're not enjoying it. Maybe they're not enjoying elements of that course, or perhaps some of the assessment isn't really playing into their strength. They're just not enjoying it. So if they're not enjoying it now, it's likely they won't enjoy it in Key Stage 4. So it's maybe not a sensible choice. So when we're looking at choices, we've got English, they'll do English language and English literature already. We've then got maths, they'll of course do GCSE maths. We've got GCSE RS. We've got the double award science at least, and then we're into our options choices. So this child here may well have chosen French and Spanish because they're ambitious in it, and also they're predicted a grade 6, which is a great grade. We've also then got geography because they are active in it, but they've got a grade 6. Maybe they enjoy it more than history, I don't know. And then we've got to have a think about what other option subjects. So clearly ambitious in drama, that would be a great choice for them because they're loving that subject, could likely to do very, very well. And then we've got our history. So that's the first reserve choice. So maybe that child still really likes history, still thinks they're really good at it, but maybe not quite as much as geography, perhaps. And so they've put it as their first reserve choice, and maybe triple science is the other one there. But again, each child will make different choices based upon the things that they want to do. So if you're unsure about anything, you don't have to do that alone, but try and go through this process so that when you come on parents' evening, you can have a look at the different courses, you can go to the different stands, ask the different teachers and get some more information. But once your child has made those choices, then we've got this options form here, and you can see that all the different options, we've got our core element that everybody does, we've got the EBAC elements, so they have to choose at least one from that and put that down as choice number 1, and then they've got their open element, and you can choose the further courses from either EBAC or open. So for example, this student's put down Spanish as number 1, geography as number 2, that's their second option. We've then got drama as their third option. We've got history as their fourth option, and then we've got ourselves separate science as the fifth option. But again, that can be anywhere. Apart from option 1, those other ones can be on any code. Once you have sat down with your child and you're happy with it, then have a look at this section at the bottom of the form, sign here as the parent or carer, and then you get the student to sign here. They will bring that along to the options interview, and then if everyone's happy, then we will sign that off. And everything will be fine, because we'll go through each of those different options choices, we'll tick them, go yes, 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 I think that's a great choice, or in some rare cases, I'm not sure you've chosen that very well, I think you've chosen that based on assumptions or because your friend is choosing that subject or whatever it is, and in that case we'll have to send that form back to you with our suggested amendments for you to sign off as well. So please make sure that your child is as well prepared as possible. Once that is all agreed, we will sign it as interviewers and then we'll take it downstairs. So helping students make the right choices. Please use the opportunities you've got. The options book, speak to teachers, careers advisor, research, whatever else it is. Discuss what are their options, what are your options, what questions they have that you might be able to answer. Make sure they're basing their choices on facts, not assumption. I've said that several times in this presentation, but it's amazing how often students presume something is true because their cousin or their brother or their auntie or their mate from a different school has told them it's true, but actually that changed years and years and years ago. The subject, base the decision on the work, not friends or teachers, because friends and teachers may change. It may be that their favourite teacher isn't delivering that course next year or isn't teaching the group that your child is in. So it has to be based on the work and the assessment, but not friends or teachers. And finally, just make sure your child can justify it. If you can ask them why this is a great subject for you and they can give you a great answer, then they've clearly thought it through. And that's all we'll be doing in those interviews. So if they can answer those questions, that'll be a fantastic thing. So, at Parents or Options Evening, please come in and please speak to all the teachers to make sure that you have got as much knowledge as possible. Please make full use of the information available to you. Staff and students will be very, very keen to come and speak with you. They'll want to sell their subject. They want to tell you all the things that are amazing about it to give you as much information as possible. So some questions you might want to ask: what will be studied in the subject? What kind of topics that they'll be covered? How will it be assessed? Is it exam all at the end, or are there coursework elements involved in it? And what sort of qualities or skills are needed? So does my child have those? That sounds like them. That doesn't sound like them. What college courses might be available if they study this? What can they go on to? And then what maybe careers are available as well? So if they start choosing this subject, where might it take them? And I think I'll just summarise at the end and sort of pull it all together by saying a massive thank you. This is not a short presentation, lots of information here thrown at you, and I didn't want to miss anything out. But thank you for taking the time, I guess, because GCSE choices can be some of the first big decisions that students ever make. Up to this point, everything's been laid out for them. We as teachers, we as school leaders, you as parents have decided, well, this is what's happening, and you're going to study this, and we're going to do this at this time. But this is the first chance they've got at freedom and starting to really shape their own future. So it's a really, really important step for a lot of them. Please, again, thank you for watching and supporting your child. And I guess just to finish off with, I look forward to seeing you at Options TV. Have a great day.